I'm Bob Harrison. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. I've been with farmers for 14 years, and I'm retired military also from the Marine Corps after 21 years. The main reason that I sell life insurance is because I've kind of been on both ends of the spectrum. I've paid a few death claims through Farmers, New World Life, and it's the most wonderful feeling that you can have as an agent because you're the only person that is there to give them money. Everybody else wants to receive money when it's in that situation, and I can't bring the person back. And on the other end of the spectrum, I've had wives come in and say, please, Bob, tell me that we did have that life insurance you talked to us about. And I've had to tell a wife that, no, you didn't have that. And they had 6 children, and it became a very difficult situation for that parent. So that kind of solidified the fact that I should push a little harder to be able to work with my clients to try to get them to make that decision. And if they did not make this decision after I've tried so hard to do that, then I can sleep at night knowing that I've at least offered the coverage, and I've been very persistent about trying to get them to take the coverage. Scott Jukes and his former wife, Kathy, have been clients of mine for over 14 years. Right at 14 years, they were one of my first customers. And he's also my doctor, and that's how I actually first came in contact with him.
And Bobby reviewed my insurance needs, and he said, you're not even close to being covered. He says, you know, when you're in the work that you do, you know, you are really opening yourself up for some real possible hazards if we don't start, you know, aggressively changing your insurance needs. And so Bobby and I put a plan together, and so we added life insurance and upped automobile insurance coverage and went aggressively after some home insurance and other areas in order to protect me, to protect my family.
Well, on Sunday morning in April, late in April, I was out hiking in these mountains here and enjoying the day, and I came back after hiking for a few miles here, and my daughter informed me that Scott Jukes had called and said that it was a life or death situation, that he needed me to contact him on his cell phone. And upon calling him, I found that he was at the University of Utah, that 2 of his children had been life-flighted here to Salt Lake City from Mona, Utah, where the accident occurred. And he asked me to come down, and I gratefully went. And as a result, when I got there, there were a lot of church members there around him, supporting him. And at that time, I found out that one of his children, after being life-flighted, had not made it, and his wife had been killed at the scene of the accident. And the future son-in-law had also been killed at the scene of the accident.
You know, I find that most of the time, a husband of a family will always make sure that he really insures himself heavily. And it was actually Bobby who told me, he said, you know what, I really think you ought to insure Kathy. And I said, no, I don't think that's necessary. I've got a practice, I can take care of things. And he says, you'd be surprised the expenses and the things that could come up, and you just never know. And I'm grateful to Bobby because he was the one that convinced me to go ahead and get some insurance on Kathy, and it has made a difference.
Well, I think that the agent should take a step back and look within inside of themselves and realize that that spouse that is a surviving spouse of an accident of this magnitude is going to come to you, and if you have the coverage, you're the best agent there ever has been for them. But if you didn't offer the coverage, they're going to question why you didn't do it, because at that time it's a finger-pointing situation that arises. And again, I've been on both spectrums, and it's a wonderful feeling to be able to present them a check with money so that they can take care of those final expenses and be able to go on with life. But if you didn't offer it, then it's nothing but sorrow, because all you can say is, I'm sorry, but you don't have it. And again, that's not a good feeling or a position for an agent to place themselves within.
Now that I reflect and look back, I am grateful that I had an insurance agent that sat down with me and said, you know what, you just never know.
This incident has kind of solidified my feelings towards life insurance. When I sit down with customers, I use this as a proof source. I bring it up. I talk to the new customers about the fact that everything's fine in your family today, but in a split second, your whole family can be taken from you in just a split second. God only determines when we come and when we leave, and it's probably better that we don't know that. But in the same regard, you want your spouse and your children that are left behind, or you, if your spouse or children are taken, to be able to continue with the lifestyle that you've made your family accustomed to.